You are killing your attention span. You are killing your testosterone. You are killing your emotional stability. You are killing your respect. If you cannot become disciplined and control yourself, you will never be the man that you desire to be. You will never experience the respect you desire from women or children, and you will never experience freedom. You will live your life as a slave. You need to stop destroying your brain, and these three habits contribute most to the destruction of a man's brain. If you want to become the man you desire to be, start with eliminating these three habits. The first is excessive alcohol use. You need to stop fooling yourself when it comes to alcohol. It's not good for you. The consensus among scientists and doctors is this: drink less, live longer. Why is alcohol so damaging? When you drink alcohol, your body metabolizes it into a chemical that is toxic for your cells. It creates oxidative stress, which is a form of DNA damage that harms the cells throughout your body, including your brain cells. Brain scans of long-term heavy drinkers show that they have altered and smaller neurons, which leads to slow thinking, memory impairment, slurred speech, and trouble with balance and coordination. Alcohol causes atrophy of nerve cells and brain shrinkage. Excessive alcohol use results in 140,000 deaths per year. 60% of those deaths were from chronic conditions like liver disease, cancer, and heart disease. According to research done by the American Cancer Society, alcohol contributes to more than 75,000 cases of cancer each year and 19,000 cancer deaths. Let me ask you this: is this who you want to be? Is this the type of man you want to be remembered as? Do those who drink excessively have careers, money, marriages, and families that you aspire to have? How engaged with your relationships? How productive and creative are you? And how healthy and energized do you feel when you're hungover? Greats throughout history were not dragged by alcohol. Eliminate it from your life and observe the difference on your mind, energy, and productivity. Number two, consuming excessive sugar. Sugar affects your brain similarly to alcohol. It causes it to atrophy and shrink. The brain uses energy in the form of glucose to fuel cellular activities, and high sugar intake can lead to excess glucose in the brain, which is linked to memory and cognitive deficiencies. Sugar also affects certain neurotransmitters like dopamine. Disrupted dopamine levels are a problem because dopamine controls brain processes that include mood, behavior, learning, and memory. You cannot do your best work, control your emotions, and remain a steady presence if you are hopped up on sugar all the time. I practice intermittent fasting, and I do not eat in between meals. I generally eat a ketogenic base or a slow carb diet, and I avoid foods that cause major blood spikes in my blood sugar. This has made a massive difference on my focus and attention levels and my ability to learn and retain information, think on my feet, and on my afternoon energy levels. I don't remember where I heard it, but most people in the US go to bed in a pre-diabetic state. Most people's blood sugar levels are way too high, and you can and will gain a competitive advantage if you get your sugar intake under control. And then finally, number three, pornography. Porn affects your brain similarly to sugar or an addictive drug by triggering excessive amounts of dopamine. Remember, excess dopamine disrupts your brain processes like mood, behavior, learning, and memory. So you're putting yourself at a disadvantage right off the bat watching porn. But it gets even worse. Your brain builds up a tolerance to excessive dopamine. So then, over time, it requires more and more. Eventually, your inability to focus, remember, and learn turns into anxiety, depression, or a full-blown sex or drug addiction as you desperately search for that satisfying dopamine fix. Sex addiction causes physical and anatomic changes in the brain and affects your brain's neuroplasticity, which is its ability to develop and change. Your porn watching can affect and ruin literally the rest of your life. Come on, man, like it's not worth it. There is a better way, and you can desexualize your brain and get on the path to becoming the man that you can be. You can actually harness this power and use it to your advantage. There's a saying that goes, the world was built by men trying to impress a woman. For humans, women are the choosier sex. Women carry more of the burden and are more vulnerable when it comes to having and raising children, and for hundreds of thousands of years, they've needed a man who is competent and strong enough to provide them with the resources, food, shelter, etc. they need in order to successfully raise the children and thrive. Men have a strong sexual desire for women. Men will do crazy things for a woman they want to choose them. But in order for a woman to choose them, the man needs to prove himself. This is why your sex drive is so important. In the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talks about how the highest achievers are those with high sex drives. The science on porn says it causes erectile dysfunction, and it kills your sex drive and testosterone levels, and increases rates of anxiety and depression. Lack of sex drive leads to poor performance in the bedroom and in the marketplace. And so does anxiety and depression. So why would you not get this under control and harness this to your advantage? If you want to start moving toward that man that God made you to be, a man who is strong, stable, and competent, that can lead, provide, and protect a wife and family, then you must start by getting these 3 habits under control. I want you to become this man. We need you on the path. If you made it this far, that means you got value. Subscribe and follow me. Like this video, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.